Hi guys. First of all, I would like to ask to bear with me. This video is not planned. It's not very well thought out. I wanted to get it done and get it out there. I think that's more important than being well polished. So I want to talk about spirituality, and I want to talk about Jesus. Now, this is really strange for me because I never would have thought of myself as being interested in Christianity. Number one, I'd like to separate. There is a huge difference between religion and relationship with God or relationship with Jesus. And this is something that I never understood. And I think one of the main reasons that I never considered the reality of Jesus or anyways, so I have been interested in spirituality. I've always been spiritual. I've always been in wanting to heal. I've been involved in Reiki. I've done reconnective healing and seen pretty amazing things from that. I've healed animals that were very ill. Had one experience with my dog who had been sick for 3 or 4 weeks, losing weight, lost almost like 30 pounds, couldn't eat or drink. And after a 20-minute Reiki session, was instantly better and eating. So that was amazing to me. But I've never experienced anything like what I experienced recently. Now, my daughter, I have an 8-year-old daughter, and she decided that she wanted to start going to church. She had a desire to know Jesus. And so I wanted to support that, so I started bringing her to church. And myself, I wanted to learn more so I could teach her. Now, something really interesting happened. Learning more about Jesus, I started to understand the difference between a relationship with Jesus or God and religion. Now, these are two completely separate things. But when one thinks of one, they usually think of the other, which is very confusing and not truthful, because a relationship with Jesus has nothing to do with religion or judgment or people's rules or anything like that. And it's actually what keeps people from Jesus is, the whole, oh my gosh, all the stuff going on with Catholic priests, and dear goodness, that is not attractive. That is not something that would make one desire a relationship with Jesus when they see these type of things going on, especially people that can be very judgmental. And religion has nothing to do with the relationship that one can have with their maker. It's completely separate. Religion is man-made, and honestly, I'm beginning to think that it has more to do with deception and keeping people from God. So this is something I started to understand. And one thing that happened to me, I had a really crazy dream when I first started looking into this stuff. Now, I've always been into paganism, spiritualism, like I said, Reiki, healing, all that type of stuff, and never thought that I would seek out a relationship with Jesus. But I care deeply about what my daughter wants, and I wanted to learn about him so I could teach her. And I had a dream. This first week that this was going on, I had a dream. In the dream, I was baptizing a friend. This is a friend from high school in real life that I hadn't seen in 20 years. She was a Christian. She probably still is. Very religious. Was raised Christian, went to church, all that stuff. Now, in the dream, I was baptizing her. Me, a non-Christian. I was baptizing her in the blood of Jesus. It was water in the dream, but it was symbolizing, in the dream, it was the blood of Jesus. Now, in the dream, I was telling her, showing her that me baptizing her in the blood of Jesus was going to give her a new life, a new purity, like a new eyes, new everything. And so when I woke up, this is really strange. I'd never heard of the blood. And I thought, I'm going to look this up and see, what does the blood of Jesus symbolize? And so, now you can look it up for yourself if you're interested, but the blood of Jesus is something that is so important to learn about. It is, I don't want to butcher this because it's so much. It's like, it's a covenant, first of all. It symbolizes his sacrifice and symbolizes the way, the chance for people to be able to be free from. Now, when I say sin to me isn't everything that it symbolizes nowadays to people. All that sin is that which keeps you from God. That's all that it is. It's something that separates you from God, keeps you from being able to know God or get close to God or enjoy any of the gifts from God. That's all that sin is. So the blood of Jesus can wash away sin. Therefore, the blood of Jesus is like the doorway to a relationship with God or Jesus. And so that was really weird that I did not know one thing about the blood, but then I had this dream. And the most significant thing about the dream, I think, was that I was baptizing this Christian, this religious Christian who was raised in the religion, but I was baptizing her, me, a non-Christian, someone who was just simply spiritual or desired a relationship with God. That was super important, I think, because it was illustrating the difference. It was giving me the chance to not be prejudiced towards a relationship, to see that it's something completely separate from religion. And that's really important to me, because who wants to be part of the problem in the world? You know? We want to be part of the solution. Helping people to connect to that goodness in themselves, not fight more about ideas, about difference of opinion or judgments. That's insane. I would never want to be part of that. But to understand that that idea has nothing to do with Jesus or the Lord, that has nothing to do with it. In fact, it's almost the opposite.